women hate it so much. And that's partly makes it worth it, I think. Uh, Welcome to Far From Eden. We know that men are going their own way. And on this channel, we know why. All of you all know why. It's because, well, for instance, getting married is if it's in the other person's interest to break the contract, that's a bad deal. That's a bad deal. And it is in women's interest to break the contract because they get cash and prizes, and they get the kids a lot of the times. So, like, what? And they will just flip a 180 because they're not happy or whatever their reason is, and just decide, nah, the grass is greener on the other side, I think. So I'm just gonna, you know, destroy my whole family and burn it down. Or they can accuse you of something you didn't do, or, use you as a foodie call so that they don't have to buy groceries when they date you. It's just like, where's the reason, right? There are no wives out there. There's no women who want to actually be a wife. There's plenty of women who want to get married, but there's no women who actually want to be a wife. There might be women who want to have children. There are no women who want to be mothers. I don't even think they know what it means. So that's why we have our video today from, it's women begging men to stop going to town. That's so funny. And I'll get you the channel here. And the video will be in the description. The link to the video will be in the description. I think this is, I can't remember which creator this is. I'm so sorry. I will look at it before we're done. I think I'll remember, but it'll be in the description, so we'll be fine. Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's see some regretful females, shall we?
I'm lonely and sad, and the world is hard and horrible. And I was thinking this morning that, like, no one's laid next to me in bed. I've never had the comfort of someone's arms around me. When I've had difficult moments, I've gotten through them by myself most of the time.
Oh, boo-hoo.
You know what's the main problem with relationships nowadays and with men nowadays? Men usually don't want to put in the effort. They don't want to fight for what they want. Men just give up because they know there will be someone else who will take them as they are.
Nope. That is not. Look at her face where it's frozen. That tells you everything. No, ma'am. No, you're describing women. Men have been fighting for relationships for a long time. There are a lot of men right now in the comments of my YouTube channel that have fought for their marriages, and it didn't matter because she left anyway after a time. Lady, you are wrong.
Men don't put in the effort because you are not worth it. Men gave up on dating because they realized it is a waste of time and money. I want you to ask yourself this. Why would a man want to be with a woman who isn't even a quarter of the woman their mother was? This next video is a perfect example of this.
Oh, long story short, I was a runaway bride, essentially.
You left him at the altar?
Yeah.
And how long has it been, by the way, since all this happened?
12 years.
So
you want to shoot your shot with the man that you left at the altar?
Literally, with no call. This is the first time I'm hearing from you in 12 years. You understand? Yeah. I've not spoken to you in 12 years. You just literally vanished.
After leaving him at the altar and ghosting him for 12 years because she thought she could do better, she decided to try and come back to him after realizing she couldn't. Her desperation to find a husband before she turns 40 is apparent, and the only reason she is trying to get back with him is because no other man would take her seriously like he did.
I thought that I wanted to have the whole college experience of the whole hookup culture and dating, and I thought that was going to bring me satisfaction. I thought that was going to bring me fulfillment. I thought that I was going to enjoy that, but I actually truly hated it. Feeling confused and feeling used. That's the best way I can describe my single era and like the type of men that I was dating. And
okay, at what point did she decide she felt used and all the rest of it? Because did she stop during her single era? Or is it only now that she's realizing, oh, men think that's disgusting and you're not a wife. So is she now going to rebuke that history to try to say, oh yeah, no, that wasn't me. I wasn't about that. Because I'm already calling BS on you, little miss.
That is when I knew that these men that I was dating before, these were not men from the Lord.
Did you hear her?
These were not men from the Lord. Hold on a minute. You were spreading your legs constantly all the time, and they were not men from the Lord? I mean, you might have been, they might have been. It's just that you're not a wife. And they were never going to think of you as a wife. And I think she realized at some point, oh, no one's going to wife me up like this. That's what it was. She was not getting the results that she wanted. So now this is gaslighting is what this is.
Take accountability for sleeping with a bunch of random men? I didn't either, but what I did hear was her saying it was the men's fault for taking advantage of her, and she's the victim because she feels used, even though she was actively participating in it on her own.
I know y'all gonna get mad at me, but somebody need to hear this. These are all flamingos. There's not a chicken in there that's been a friend of theirs for a long time. There's not an eagle hanging around that just thinks they're good people or good birds. There's not a pelican in there that just doesn't do flamingo stuff, but still friends with them, right? That's because birds of a feather flock together. So fellas, if your girl hangs out with a whole bunch of hoes, that means she's a...
Very true. Let's take a look at a good example of this.
Who would you go for? That one, this one, or this one?
Neither.
Why?
I can tell you all three. You already told me she was over a roster, and if she's her friend, and she's her friend, none of them are good.
It's science.
What do you think is the body count?
I'm going to say 15, and I'm going to say over 20. Truly.
What's your body count?
4. 4.
So what's the perfect body count for a woman?
For a woman, I'm going to say under 7. Under 7.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Damn. So
anything above is crazy.
None of these can have a chance?
Not a chance. What? You gotta be worthy of yourself, man. You're worth more than that.
But you don't think high body count means more experience?
More experience? I don't give a fuck about more experience.
I don't blame you.
Shit, what would you rate them then?
Would I rate them?
They good looking.
Nah. Nah. You gotta stay true to yourself, man.
I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
I wouldn't recommend marrying anyone with 2 or more partners, since that would significantly increase the chances of a divorce. Yep. But I would also recommend to simply not get married, so you can avoid divorce altogether. Before we continue, if you have enjoyed the video this far, I would greatly appreciate it if you liked the video and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Let's continue.
I'm quite literally rolling around in horse trying to get this bottom thing off my car. I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna cry. I'm trying to get this off, and I need a screwdriver. I just wish someone would pull over and help me, because I don't know what to do. Oh, someone just pulled over, no way. Thank you so much.
There was your daily dose of strong and independent women failing to be independent. Now, here's your daily dose of tears, so you can stay hydrated for the rest of the day.
It's not even a big deal, besides the fact he told me he didn't want to be Jimmy Jr. and Tina with me, which is totally fine. It's okay. I don't care. And then he's like, and then I was like,
That's fake. That is so fake. That's so fake. No. No. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh.
It's like, okay, what about this one? And it's the parents. He leaves me on red at 106 and I checked my phone at 118 and he left me on red. So I said, forget it, with a period. It's not even that big of a deal, but just why not? Why not?
What the
All I can think is that crying women on videos must be getting likes and views because that is her performance. That's a total performance. And I couldn't even understand what she was talking about. Don't know what that was about. Yeah.
Lots of men are about to get offended by what I'm going to say. But I'm going to say it anyway because it's true. To me, it is anyway. I personally believe, right, there are more attractive women in the world than there are attractive men because beauty and beauty standards has always been targeted towards women. So with that in mind, it is a lot harder to find really attractive men. And I mean like insanely attractive men, not just the average. I mean men you look at and do like a double take because you're just insanely in awe of how beautiful they are. Which brings me to my main point, that sometimes we as women, when these very attractive men come into our lives, tend to lose sight of our boundaries because they are so good looking that being in their presence and looking at them makes you feel giddy and you're like, I don't really see that many men that look like you.
That has never happened to me. I don't know what she's talking about. Women didn't used to be giddy over male physical appearance necessarily. It would be more their status, the way they carry themselves, confidence, that sort of a thing. It wasn't, oh, he's beautiful. No. That's what women, that's the kind of thing that women get, where they didn't really have to work for it. Things that make a man attractive generally and historically are all things he would have to earn and work for. So she's full of garbage, and I'm pretty sure that's a filter on her little face there. Of course, why wouldn't it be?
And so if you're willing to not try as hard as them, I'm willing to accept that. But we need to stop doing that because it's not good. Just because they're attractive doesn't mean they can treat you like garbage. And I know that sucks because I've been there where a really attractive guy, you know, we planned something where it was essentially him just coming to mine after we had met. And initially I said yes. And then I reviewed the whole situation. I was like, look, if he wasn't this good looking and just a normal guy had asked you the same thing, you would have said no. You would have straight away been like, no, you're not coming around my house. I don't know you like that. But it's not a nice second way to meet. I need to get to know you better, blah, 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 blah. 100%. If he hadn't been as attractive as he was, I would have said no, without a doubt.
Props to her for being honest. Instead of acting like attractive men, don't get preferential treatment from women. Preferential treatment for
They just want to make their girlfriends jealous, honestly. That's what that's all about. It's a status thing. It's the same as them having a handbag made by a certain brand or something of that nature. It's really not anything that's actually something that does anything. Remember that women like bad boys because they like the idea that the bad boy can protect them from something. A pretty boy, on the other hand, I mean, I must be real old because I remember like the idea of a pretty boy was not something you really were looking for. It's very interesting. But it's also funny, like, okay, maybe she's being honest. She thinks she's being honest. But I look at her, I think she thinks she's saying something so intelligent, like groundbreaking. I'm like, basically all you're saying is that women can't discern, be it that the guy looks very attractive, or he has a lot of money, or he says all the right things. That's the one that'll really get the women, is when he says all the things, right? That's why you can have a felon or a loser, but if he says all the things, well, he's great, and she can fix him, and he's a, you know, he's a project. She's just admitting that women are terrible at discerning. And that's why our fathers used to choose our husbands for us, and dating didn't used to be a thing before, I don't know, the last part of the 20th century. But yeah, go on, wise ladies, share your wisdom and your honesty with us. If I started asking her, if I asked her one or two questions, she would crumble. There wouldn't be a whole lot of wisdom. Good gravy. Whoa. Wow. The standards are low.
Attractiveness happens on both sides, but men aren't ashamed to admit it, like the ladies are. I would recommend you watch this video next. Farewell, everyone.
Farewell. Oh my. Wow. All right, let me get that channel name right now for you guys, since I knew it and then it flew right out of my brain. It is The Modern King. I thought it was The Modern King. I just didn't want to say that and have it be wrong. So that, wow. It's just too good. Thank you guys for watching this with me. I hope it was somewhat satisfying for you guys, because look, the thing is that I know that you guys suffer in this world, whether you're still married and you're doing your time basically, or you're, you know, she left you for greener pastures or whatever it is. But trust me, she's not finding greener pastures. She's one of these same sad, lonely women. And the thing is that I know with you guys, it doesn't really make you guys feel a whole lot better. It's part of my female nature that the idea of vengeance is somewhat satisfying. And I'm not seeking the vengeance, but when I see that their own decisions have led them to the consequences that these women were describing in this video, yeah, I probably should pray about that, about me not getting so much satisfaction from it. But I just don't want the bad guys to win, you know? And they're the bad guys, these women. The thing is that when I see those women, like that woman is like, I'm lonely. I'm like, I don't know what wonderful man you left. What wonderful man did you reject who wasn't good enough? And now you're going to complain about you're alone. Really? Well, what about, do you have children? Did you destroy their father? So, yeah, I don't have any sympathy for these women, and they should. I mean, hope they have their dog, because, you know, like Kevin Sun goes, oh, buy a dog, die alone. And they're going to have to, because you guys are too smart now to wife up a baby mama, to wife up a divorcee, to wife up single mom. That's a little different than a baby mama. Like, single mom can be married before, not married before. Single mom could be various different baby dad. Like, you guys are like, no. And you should say no. And I'm just hoping that the younger women who are just getting into high school now will be paying attention to what the men are saying, and don't go and become a 304. Keep the body count to 0 and have it be just your husband. and make sure that you have a trusted, good man helping you pick. Know that you cannot discern. We just aren't good at it. Our emotions are too much in flux when we're, in love and whatever. It's not real love, but the infatuation and stuff. So hopefully, there's a younger crop of women that even the men right now who are 30, maybe when they're 35, 40, there might be a 20-year-old he can marry. And I know that our society's like, ew, gross, but it's not gross. She's fertile. You're established and ready to be a father and a provider. Like, hopefully. Otherwise, it's not safe. You need to go MGTOW monk or passport bro. And on that note, I will sign off for this one. I love you guys. You can take care of yourselves. Do something that feeds your soul. And I'll see you on the next one. Love you again.